And what are you gonna do about it, Miss Cutest Couple? Rah.
Hi, everyone. It's not funny, but it's funny because I don't know how long it's been since my last video, but that's not the point anymore because we're here now. Hooray, hooray, hurrah. Hi. It's been a long time coming, long time overdue. Lots of things has changed. Sorry. New setting, new background. Get used to it for a minute. I started a new job, so my schedule is a lot bit busier and a lot different. So my only time to film is really on the weekends, and today's Friday. So yay. I'm gonna link my socials here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Go have fun, peruse if you're new. Yay. Do those cute things there. And let's talk about today's video. Today I'm gonna do, as you can see at the title, I have my notes here. So if you see me pandering, looking off to the side, I'm not crazy. So today we're gonna do the Summer I Turned Pretty video reaction video essay. I do my little video essays. I know my channel started out like a vlog thing, but that got very inconsistent because I'm like, my life really isn't like as like others to be doing vlogs. Like all I can do is like talk in a camera like for an hour, however long. So, might as well do it on shows and TVs and stuff that I like care about. I have lots of videos planned to do up in the time being. Like I want to do I made my first video ever was a Criminal Minds one. And I want to do it, but I would have to rewatch it. I mean, I've watched Criminal Minds front to back for like months, but that was like months back, and I've consumed a lot of media since then, so I really don't remember a lot. So I would have to like recap everything before I do a video on it. And also I've been watching not Law and Order. I've been watching CSI Miami. Love that show, so get ready to see that videos very soon. I really want to redo my MTV's Downtown video because in the last one, I know the audio is pretty bad, and I've been rewatching it as well. I've been kind of going back and forth from CSI and Downtown, and I really have some more thoughts because I was like, I didn't really explain what I was really wanting to in the last one. So yeah, but yeah, let's get into this gig. So we're talking about the Summer I Turned Pretty. I watched this show like a couple months back, but I really loved this show, and I haven't watched season 2, so this is a recap on season 1. So before we get that started in my comments, I'm actually going to watch season 2 probably this weekend if I'm not doing anything tomorrow, or I may just watch it after this one. So let's just jump right into the characters. I'm gonna start off with the should I start off? We're just gonna start off with the kids first, because like, let's just get into it, right? So first up we have is Conrad. I'm sorry. I didn't say anything. First instance, when I first seen Conrad on the screen, I was like, okay, obviously there's trouble. Not trouble like he's a bad kid, but he was obviously see that he was going through something. Like you can see something was off. He just looked like a cloud. Like he looked like there was a cloud over his head all the damn time, and until like the end of the season. But like majority of the season, it was like a damn cloud over his head. I'm like, what's going on? And then we got to business. Then like as the show got into it, we soon learn out that he has daddy issues. Welcome to the club, Conrad. Hi, have a seat. So your dad's not coming over for the 4th of July. Well, yeah, at first it was initially planned that he wasn't coming, I think it was. And then he showed up out of nowhere to surprise you guys, I think it was. No, his mom actually wasn't allowing him to come because they were going through a divorce. So the kids, she just never told the kids. And we'll get to the reasoning. We'll get to all of that, to like the adults. We'll get to that because I understand her, because like, but at the same time, you could have let him see his kids. You can obviously see Conrad having a very hard time not having his dad around, but I get the mom's reasoning as to why she just wouldn't let their dad come around. Like, I would be the same way, like, just get away, we don't need you here. But in true essence, the son, Conrad, both of them, but Conrad he needed his dad around, because woo. Getting to Belly, the situation, was it basketball he was playing the sport in? No, it wasn't in basketball. I think I just made that up. Whatever sport he was, I forgot the sport. I'm sorry, I'm not a guru on sports. Don't yell at me. But whatever sport he was playing, he wasn't devoted because he was depressed. Him and Belly. Okay. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. At first, I wanted to see it, because at first, as it was like the show was setting up, you can tell that like they were trying to push it. Like they wanted you to believe that Belly and Conrad were a couple. They had me fooled for a couple of seconds. They had me fooled. I almost gave into it. Then as the show came about, I'm just like, okay, because then we had Cameron come in, which I will get into just in a minute. I was like, okay, we don't really need Conrad. Because, guys, quick little sidebar from me. Also, before I like jump into like my thoughts initially, like for real, I'm going to give a small disclaimer. My thoughts and my opinions are mine, and yours are yours. I don't want to change you guys' opinions and thoughts on this show. I know it's like some pretty hardcore die fans about this show. I don't want to corrupt your minds. I don't want to make you feel like you have to feel a certain way about a character. Feel how you feel. Have your own true opinions about the characters. These are mine though, so we can talk about it and we can like share ours together and just like agree to disagree. Don't chew my head off about this though, because I've seen some of y'all's tweets on Twitter about this show, and some of y'all be going kind of crazy. But anyways, like I was saying, my initial thoughts on the whole triangle love thing, you guys, should I give that at the end? I think I'm gonna just do that at the end, just like with the overall show. I'm just gonna do that at the end. So back to Conrad, because I don't want to like spoil my thought like too early. So obviously you have daddy issues. Maybe therapy. We should try therapy first before we start trying to get into anything with Belly. At first, you can kind of tell that he wanted... No, not really. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. I wanted to believe that Conrad really likes Belly, and maybe deep down he did. But, you guys, if it's so deep down inside of you, it's really not there. Sorry. So, my initial thoughts on Conrad, it should just stay like a friend thing, best friend, brother, / whatever you want to call it. We'll get to that at the end, our initial thoughts on that at the end. Whatever you want to call it, we should have stayed just like that. But besides that, I kind of like Conrad's character. He was kind of doing a bit much. Being in competition with your brother over a girl you've been friends with since the dawn of time is kind of bizarre to me, when at first you knew she liked you, so why didn't you just take the chance when you had it? You didn't really like her. And honestly, it took a whole season to get to that. And I'm so sorry that you didn't realize that at first. But you just wanted her because your brother wanted her. Anyways, the back and forth thing was kind of just... It was very entertaining, don't get me wrong. But I was like really I was like, okay, Conrad, we obviously see that you are going through things. And a relationship is not for you right now. Maybe in the near future, him and Belly could have been something in the back of our minds. But as of right now, that's not where things are headed currently. His mom... the passing of his mom, I don't really, they really kind of didn't show. I mean, they did a lot of back and forth time jump stuff when his mom passed. I couldn't really tell if he really was affected by it. I just know he was down and depressed about his dad not being in the picture. And I don't know if his dad's gonna be there now that his mom is gone. I don't know if their dad is gonna show up now and just like be a part of their lives now, or if Belly's mom is gonna take over that. I don't know. And the house thing, I really hope that they get the house and they keep it. I think they sold it at the end of I think they couldn't save it at the end. Maybe they didn't. I don't really remember the season finale. It was kind of like a blur. I was pretty upset, you know. But that's my thoughts on Conrad. Just pretty sad kid. Therapy, lots and lots of therapy, lots and lots of counseling. We need to talk to someone. That's what I was saying the entire time. I said we need to talk to an adult, to a professional about our feelings about our dad not being around. And yeah, we can't bottle those emotions up and lash out at Belly sometimes. Sometimes he would just be lashing out at Belly when he would just be upset. And I'm just like, what is your problem? We know what your problem is, but like, tone it down, calm down. Next person, I also wrote down, glad he didn't end up with Belly, even though I shipped them the most. I did ship them at first because they were obviously like the most, like, I wouldn't say like obvious. They were like the most obvious choice to be together, but I'm kind of glad that they didn't have them end up together because, woo, child, all of that depression he was holding in, that wouldn't have transferred too well down the line. So glad that didn't happen. Next character is Belly. I love Belly. It's pretty much who the show is centered around. I love Belly. Is her name Isabella? Whatever Belly is short for. Sorry guys, it's been a minute since I've seen the first season. It's a couple of months back, like I said in the beginning. So chill on me if I don't remember everything. But I'm pretty sure someone's gonna tell me in the comments. I love Belly though. I really do. She was a mess though. She was a big mess. She was a big pile of mess. But I'm not gonna blame her though, because when you're a teenager and you're dealing with boys, there's no other way to be but a mess. Especially if you're choosing between two boys that you've known your whole life to be quote unquote best friends / brothers. I say / brothers because her brother was also in that friend group, even though we like to also like ignore that part of this story. Her brother was also in that friend group, so I consider them her brothers as well, you guys. Sorry, they're not technically related, they're technically not siblings, but it's pretty close. Anyways, I said kind of a weird, I called her a weirdo for choosing between two guys who are basically brothers. That was pretty bizarre. Like and reason why, before you scream and holler at me, reason why being, was it the first episode when she snuck out of the house to go to the party that she wasn't allowed to go to? You met Cam Cameron, who I obviously love. That could have went somewhere. And it was obviously, I thought that that's how the show was going to get brought up. Like, oh my God, she has a crush on the two guys she's been friends with, which is typical. Like, that is real life. Like, that could actually happen. But she meets a whole new different guy. We could have took that somewhere. I'm glad that they had Kim Cameron just, like, come back at the end and they didn't just, like, demolish his whole existence of a character. But they basically kind of did. They didn't give him anything. Like, they were kind of like, yeah. Oh, he was like a 1% of Belly's interest. And then Jeremiah came onto the scene and she's like, never mind. I pretend I don't see it. They kissed once. And she did it to make Conrad mad. You did it to make Connie mad. And now Kim Cameron is non-existent. I think she tried to like, she wasn't fully devoted into Cameron because she was too focused on Connie. Let's take our eyes off the broken and damaged. As you can see, I know she wanted to be there for him, but let's let him figure himself out first, and let's focus on someone who's already ready to be in. Exactly, but we didn't do that. We didn't do that at the time being. We did that later on, but I wanted her and Cameron to flesh out their situation more, but it didn't, and I was upset about that because I picked Cameron above Conrad and Jeremiah. Sorry to say, but yeah, the beauty pageant thing and like her and her mom's relationship getting closer behind that. Her mom was a bit of a rude person, calling her like a tomboy basically at that dinner. You don't know your daughter. I'm sorry, she didn't know her daughter at the beginning. She probably knows her now, but you didn't know your daughter. I forgot what she actually said, but I'm pretty sure it was rude as fuck because I remember my reaction being like, excuse you, and all the other reactions, their faces, they were like, Belly was like, the fuck? Like, why would you say that? And then around the people that obviously is like family to her, people that she's attracted to, like, girl. But it's not, I'll talk about her mom later. But yeah, I love her being in the pageant, just like, what is it called, beauty pageant, or is it called something else? You know what I'm talking about. I like the whole pageant thing. I like how they like gave her a sense of self other than being obsessed with boys that she grew up with. I'm kind of glad that that wasn't her whole persona. Like, let's give her a little more. Let's give her more than just finding love between two guys. 'Cause even though like that was interesting, it would have got very boring quickly if that was just the whole entire plot for the whole entire movie. Even though it was kind of, but it wasn't. It was, the pageant was a big subplot, and it made more sense also in the story as well. Just like her finding out herself, just wanting, she did it just to prove her mom wrong, and period. Because just like, clock your mom. Like, you're not just this tomboy. You're not just someone who's just, you know, shallow or whatever. Let her know what you're made of, Belly. Exactly. And I don't know if she won. I'm pretty sure the pageant was ruined by the two brothers fighting. That, or was it her brother? I think it was just the two brothers fighting. Yeah, finding out that their mom had cancer. You could have waited. The pageant was nearly almost over. The dance was halfway over. You could have waited to do it. But I'm not gonna tell you how to grieve finding out your mom had cancer. But I'm gonna talk about Belly's best friend. With Belly, I'm just gonna insert her here. I forgot her name. Sorry. I like her. I really, really do. I really, really do. At first, I was kind of iffy towards her. I was kind of like, what is your purpose here? Because it was like, she was rooting for her. She knew. She knew from day one, Jeremiah is your guy. And Belly was blinder. She was like, no, Conrad is more my speed. And she was like, girl, no, it's team, what was their little stand name she came up with? Jelly. I'm crying. She was like, girl, it's Team Jelly. Here, point out. And she was right. So I have to give it to her. I have to give it to her because she stuck to Team Jelly the whole entire time, and she was correct. She proved me wrong. She proved all of us wrong. It was Team Jelly. So I love her. Great best friend. I actually like her and Belly's brother together. They are actually cute. The first girl he was with, we'll get to him. We'll get to him in a sec. But yeah. So next character is Jeremiah. I like Jeremiah. You guys, I don't really think I dislike any character in the show. I think I like every character. I just had a few issues with some of the things that all of them did, but I don't think I had a character that I hated. So I like every character. I like Jeremiah. Him and Belly are really cute. Way cuter than her and Conrad, and I really didn't expect that. I really didn't come into the show thinking that they were gonna get together. I really thought that he was just playing the field in the back, just like wishing and hoping. So I really was dumbfounded when I found out that they actually got together, and it was really cute how it all played out. Him being like, I've always wanted you, I just never said anything because I knew you were wanting my brother. That was very sweet and cute. But you know that your brother was also depressed and wasn't ready for a relationship. So closed mouths can't get fed, babe. You gotta open up and say something. Even though it probably would have conflicted a lot of things sooner, probably would have sped up the process. It probably would have got us somewhere quicker. So maybe that's what you should. Maybe we need to speak up more about our feelings and not hold them in and walk around with suppressed feelings about people. Maybe we should tell people how we really feel about them. But I like Jeremiah. I like him and Belly being together. Seeing his reaction to his mom having cancer and dealing with that and coping with that. He shut Belly out for a good minute. He was like, because he was like, I don't truly believe that you're over Conrad. So I'm gonna step away. And I kind of respect him for that, because we really wouldn't know if Belly was really over Conrad like she said so. She just kind of did that because, what did Conrad? Oh, knowing that Conrad had a girlfriend and like he was going through things, she just did that just to like do it. And I really applaud Jeremiah for just taking a moment back and just be like, I don't truly believe you just yet. Prove to me that you're over him. And he really made her work for it. He really was like, you gotta show me more. You gotta show me more than just saying you're over him, because I'm not seeing it. And honestly, I wasn't seeing it either. I was like, are you really over him? I felt like Belly was playing ping pong with the boys, and girl, yeah, but she really did. She showed us. They really showed us all up. Like, she really was like, okay, you wanted me to show you that I'm over him, and she showed us, and she stuck to it. And honestly, I'm glad that she picked the better option, because Jeremiah was ready. I wouldn't say he was necessarily healed, because him and Conrad went through the similar things. Like, they both didn't have their father in their lives, and they were both dealing with the fact that their mother was dying and died. But I will say, I did see that Jeremiah and Conrad had two separate relationships with their father. You can tell that Jeremiah had like a more better relationship with their dad than Conrad did. But I think it's because Conrad knew all along that his dad knew that his mom and dad were having problems, and there was something going on in there. Jeremiah was kind of with blinders on and kind of was just like, yeah, they're going through a big problem, but me and my dad are still good. And I'm not going to tell you how to live your life with your father. If you want to, continue to live in bliss, good for you. Good for you. Like, have your own relationship with your dad. But trying to dismiss Conrad's feelings towards his dad because you don't have the same experience with your dad like Conrad does, let's not do that. But I think he's soon to realize that, and we're better now. Fighting with your brother over a girl, I don't know how y'all do it. I wouldn't be in this situation at all. I wouldn't fight with my sisters over a boy. I wouldn't do any of that. If my siblings had an interest in someone else, you can have them. We wouldn't have the same type, but if we did, you can have them. This isn't my story, but it just was crazy to me. Fighting with your brother in real time over your childhood best friend that you both grew up with. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy, because I wouldn't have put myself through that. You like them, you can go have them. Sorry. It's plenty of people out there in the world, and I'm pretty sure I could find somebody else. But it's not my story, and I'm not in this, so what am I doing? But yeah, that's my thoughts on Jeremiah. Nick, okay, I think we're going, talk about Belly's brother. Hey guys, not an intermission, we're gonna continue talking about the characters, but I'm gonna kind of multitask right now. I'm gonna order food before it gets too late for me. I'm gonna order food, so just whatever. Next character is Steven. And I'm gonna just insert his girlfriend Shayla, ex-girlfriend Shayla in there, because he's with Taylor now, which I love them. But let's talk about him and Shayla. Steven. I like Steven, I do. Towards the beginning, I really didn't know how I felt about Steven. He was a bit of an asshole majority of the time, which guys are typical. But he also, one thing that Steven was also correct on, he was like, Belly, you wanting Jeremiah and Conrad. At first, he was clocking her. He was like, this is kind of weird. But then he was just like, it's not going anywhere. So we all have to accept it at some point because it's not going to stop until she decides which one she wants. And guys, I know it's not wrong before the technical people come in and they're not really related. I know. This is my opinion, as I put in a disclaimer, I just, for one, just think it's weird. Sorry. You can sue me and scream and type until you're blue in the face. I just think it's weird that she just found interesting guys that I'm not gonna tell Belly who'd be interested in. No. But it's weird that you're friends with you and your brother, whatever. Have I been in this situation? I don't know. I wouldn't be in this situation. It's just weird. Two brothers, Belly, two brothers. It could have been I would have been fine with a brother and a cousin. That's why I was so happy when they inserted Cam and then they just got rid of that very quickly. But we're gonna have to move on. So, Steven. Back to Steven. He was a bit of a bothersome asshole at first. Like, he was a bit of annoying, but we're all annoying, so I had to get over that rather quickly. I liked him, though. Like, he got over that. He got over his shit. I don't know what him and Shayla was doing, prancing around. I think he just liked Shayla because she was pretty, and he just wanted, like, a cute fling at the moment. I don't think he was really taking her seriously like he thought. Because if he took her seriously, why did he catch feelings for Taylor? You know what I'm saying? So, I don't really think that he was all head in first with Shayla. And she kind of realized that. She was like, you're not serious about me. So I'm just going to not waste both of our times. And I'm just going to cut it. Right. Because Steven didn't want to break up with her because he really thought he could be with her. And, But it just wasn't. It wasn't looking good for their relationship, and I'm kind of glad that they ended that because, like, what was that? Fling. It was a fling. It wasn't a real relationship. It was a fling because what did they actually do? I didn't see them do anything but make out majority of the time. Maybe we were watching different shows. If you could tell me what they were actually doing in their relationship, feel free. But I don't think that was a real relationship. I think that was just a cute fling for the summer. Him and Taylor, I think that is actually a serious thing there. I think that's something. So back to Steven itself. Pretty much dick to his sister, but you could have guessed that. Not much of a dick, but he is an asshole. So assholes that can go either way. You can just he is the asshole that started out an asshole and turned out a good person, and Taylor was sub-reasoning of him being a good person. Like, you had to work out your shit and get over yourself, and the condescending, whatever that was, But, I like Steven. I really, really don't know what to talk about with him because he really didn't do much, but give snarky comments. I did laugh majority of the time he was talking. He would always like be mediator. Him and Taylor were good mediators between Belly and the boys. They were really funny in giving their input and their thoughts, because he was kind of like there for the boys. Like he was that they okay. So I can say that Steven was more of the boys' friends than Belly's. So it could make sense in that sense if you could put it like that. Like, oh, Steven was more of the boys' friend, so it's not as weird for Belly to be interested in him. So maybe let's look into the you know, the viewfinder of that. Let's look into that. Let's look at it like that. So very funny. I really was laughing majority of the time he was on the screen. Taylor really set him straight. She was like, "You're not gonna come over here acting like that the way you were with Shayla." I think he just wanted to fuck Shayla. I don't really think he liked her. I could be wrong. Steven analysis, y'all explain in the comments. I could be very wrong, but I just really think he just wanted to fuck her. Didn't he like try to once and she just wouldn't? She didn't let him or something like that? And I don't know. But I'm glad that Taylor put him into his place and was like, yeah, not over here. Not over here. So that's Steven and Shayla. Love Steven. I really like Shayla. She's a good character. She really wasn't in this for real. I think she was just in this to be a contestant in the pageant and to be Steven's ex. To be, you know, hurt by Steven. Because Steven didn't know what he wanted. And didn't really take her seriously. Sorry, baby girl. You didn't really get your own sense of self in this. Maybe in season 2. Maybe in season 2 they may flesh out your character. Maybe. But why would they? Because we're past this. The pageant is over. You and Steven are no more. And yeah, like we moved on. There's bigger fish right now. Because the boy's mom is dead. So, you know, can't really like harp on her anymore. But I really would like her to come back and like, you know, give more to her character than just being an ex to, you know, someone who really just wasn't paying attention to her for real. So yeah, that's them. Are we done with all the kids? I already talked about Taylor. Nicole. I'm gonna talk about my good sis. I think the only, besides Cameron, the only black character in the show. I love Nicole. I don't want to hear any stereotyping in my comment section about Nicole being a stereotype angry black woman. She knew all along Conrad did not like her. Conrad never liked her. Again, just like Steven with Shayla, I think Conrad and Nicole were a fling. It wasn't a real grounded relationship. He did not like her because once Belly came back, his confusion with his feelings with Belly and his depression started mixing together. So Nicole was out the window by then. I'm sorry, Nicole, you just couldn't fight that battle. And at first she wanted to. She wanted to be Messy Boots. And I was gonna look her up and down, but I'm not gonna tell Nicole how to save her man. Who she thought was her man. I'm not gonna tell her how to save her boyfriend at the time. He was hers, rightfully so. So, you know, react how you want to react, even though it's like kind of being messy. But she had every right to do so because Belly just came in and kind of just Conrad attention off of his current girlfriend onto someone else who wasn't his girlfriend or who wasn't supposed to be. That's my thing, Conrad. Why would you just break up with Nicole just to go through your trials and tribulations with Belly to not even be with her? You didn't even end up with Belly. So are you going to get back with Nicole? Are you going to go apologize to Nicole? And like, me and Belly didn't work out. I thought we were meant to be. We weren't. I'm sorry for putting you through too much turmoil. Can you forgive me? Can we work on it? No, because Conrad shouldn't even be in a relationship. We need to fix our problems within first. Therapy first. Then maybe relationship down the line. So yeah, maybe it's not good for him to go back to Nicole. I'm glad that she kind of put Belly straight into the pageant. She was like, you're toying with their feelings, because Belly was playing games. She was playing messy games with them. She was playing ping pong with the boys, including Cameron. She was like, you have a good set of options and you're playing with both. Get your shit together. And I'm glad she said she had to set Belly straight. And the boy's mom set her straight as well. So, you know, Belly, like, yeah, she was a mess the entire show. But how much of a mess can, like, you would be a mess too if you were in the same predicament. So I'm not gonna, you know, curse her for that. But I like Nicole. I hope to see her next season. We don't know. We really don't know. Because her and Shayla were pretty much side characters to push the Bellies and Boys relationship arc to an end. So it really, there's no, what are they there for, really? Hopefully, maybe they'll get their shine. I hope so. I don't know. I really have no clue what is up for season 2. I really don't know where we're gonna go from here. Okay, I think that's all for like the younger people that I'm gonna discuss. So let's move right on to the adults. Mind you, I'm still deciding what I'm gonna eat, so we haven't really chosen anything. First adult we're going to talk about is... Do I want to discuss the fathers? There's really not much to say because they weren't in it. Only for like an episode or 2. No. First, I'm just going to discuss the moms. First, we're going to start with Laurel. Period. Author queen. We love a good author. We love a good person who can write a book. So, her and Belly's relationship was very, I was questioning, I was side-eyeing it at the beginning, but they worked through their problems. Slapping your daughter because she was coping with the fact that your best friend, her / aunt, died, and she's dealing with her difficult relationship with the boys, trying to figure out herself through the pageant, working on herself through the pageant, trying to like figure out who she wants, and also like dealing with the fact that her aunt, who she looked up as a mom as well, died. I don't know, did she look up as? I'm gonna say that. Sorry. Slapping her, I don't think that was the best option. Yes, Belly was giving her attitude, but we can't be adults and we can't have civil conversations. We have to resort to hitting our daughter. No. She was doing a lot majority of the season to Belly, but I'm not gonna tell Laurel how to raise her daughter. I'm not. But I feel like she was doing a bit much. Obviously, she doesn't know her daughter. Maybe if we get to know our daughter more and not, you know, try to control our daughter and everything that she does and, you know, whatever. Maybe. But we know that now. But we get that now, right? Right. I really just kind of had like, I didn't have fundamental issues with Laurel, really. It was just like, I was side-eyeing her a lot of the time for her bad parenting. I really felt like she really wasn't a good parent at the beginning. She was working on that. Because she really didn't give Steven anything. You're doing all this commotion and screaming at Belly, and you're not paying attention to your son neither. I didn't like that. And Steven did nothing to take up for his sister at all. I didn't like that neither. But we have persevered and we worked through that. One can only pray and hope. It has seemed that Susanna's death had was a wake-up call to Laurel and was like, okay, you have to get your shit together. You have to be nicer to your daughter and look at your daughter as a respectable human being and not like a toddler. She had to realize that her daughter is not a baby anymore, and you can't treat her as such. She's an adult woman, and you have to let her grow and sprout into her womanhood. I don't know what the hoopla is with parents who just can't seem to let their kids grow. You putting hardcore parenting on your kids isn't going to keep them a certain age. It's not going to de-age them. It's not going to stop time and keep them in an adolescent time period. They're going to, like, what do you think aging is? What are you? An adult woman. So you of all people know how this goes. Why are you putting all this vitriol on your daughter? You're not anymore. But that was a bit ridiculous. But we're over that. We have overcame and persevered. So we're done. Her and the author guy, that was pretty cute. I kind of liked their relationship. She really thought that she wasn't going to move on from Belly's dad, her and Steven's dad. I'm glad that she found someone, because Laura was pretty uptight. She's and she portrayed the author, playing an author very well, because most authors are like that. Most authors are like that. And I can say that because I kind of want to be one. But I don't act like that. But I know most authors are like that, because I know a couple in real time. But that's besides the point. Yeah, she was pretty much uptight and pretty much like, you know, like a bored. like as personality wise, she was pretty bland. She was pretty like, what is it called? Not a mom manager. She's like not a mom man. She wasn't like that. Like a robot. She was pretty much like a robot the entire time. So that was pretty funny to see her fall in love and like loosen up. And that author guy kind of just gave her like a sense of like life, and like he let her have fun, because she was too like stern and too like rule number 1, 2, and 3, and we can't like, it was no. Let's let loose. This is summertime. We're here to have fun. We're not here to be about business. I get it. You're writing your book, but in order to write a book, aren't you supposed to live a little, have a little life experience in order to express that through your story? Yeah. But she did realize that in the end, so I'm not gonna harp on her too much on that. So I thank the author guy for like allowing her to smile and have fun. And you know, yeah, that was pretty nice to see for her in her story arc. Next character, I think this is the last one I'm gonna talk about, because the rest are irrelevant. I'm gonna talk about Cam Cameron. I don't know if I already spoken about him individually. I'm gonna talk about, it's not really much to say because he was barely fucking in this. I like Cam Cameron. I really wanted him to end up with Belly. Super sad that he didn't. I was really boohoo crying when I really realized that it wasn't gonna go that way. But he did show back up, so maybe he's in the friend group. Maybe we could insert him in. I'm glad that they kept him alive and they didn't just like capiche his whole story arc. Let's give him more though. Let's give him more. I thought they were gonna try to like patch him up with Taylor. I'm glad that they didn't. Let's give him more though. Maybe him and Conrad. I'm just talking out of my ass. But I like Cam Cameron. I want to see more from him. I really, really like him on the screen. Let's get more. I want to know more, because I don't have much to go off of. Okay, last character I'm gonna talk about in all, because this was like the main cast. Nobody else is really important. I'm not gonna talk about the fathers because they weren't really fucking in this either, and I already kind of, it's not really much to say. Deadbeats. Y'all know how, if you watch my last videos, you know how I feel about those. I wouldn't say, okay, I'm not gonna say deadbeats, but you're deadbeats. You only come in one time out of the year. Is it two? How many times did they come? I'm gonna say once because we only seen you once. I mean, we seen them at the, was it the banquet for, was it the banquet? Was it? Yeah, I think it was the banquet for Belly's ball pageant thing. We barely fucking seen them in any of this. They weren't here. And also, you were giving the moms problems. So, you know how I feel about those. Not gonna talk about that. Last person, really majority. I'm not gonna say majority of who this show is about because it's mainly about Belly, obviously, but Belly and Suzanne. Sorry. I mean Belly, Suzanne, and her mom, because her mom was the author of the whole story, so it's kind of like being told through her mom and Belly, but they were talking about Suzanne because, you know, she's the reason that they were writing this book in the first place. She was the reason why Laura was writing the book in the first place. I'm sorry, I'm really off focused. I like Suzanne, I really do. I really felt like she was the complete polar opposite of Laurel. I don't know how she put up with Laurel's ass majority of the time, all that sturdiness and all of that, you know, all of that going on. But, you know, she did. So she really put up with Laurel's stubbornness, and she had to raise, you know, Jeremiah really wasn't a big problem. She had to raise Conrad, though, and him dealing with his daddy issues. Also, while being sick. But she kept the dad away for her boys. And, you know, I'm not going to fault her for that because she's sick and dying. Why would you want someone who cheated on you? I think he cheated on her. Why would you want someone like that around you? I mean, I get it. Your boys need their father, but you know, you need you at the end of the day. And I feel like she would probably felt like in herself she wouldn't be able to like be there at all for her boys or herself if the dad was just there lingering around with lust as the energy. And you know, I get that. I get that. I sit with her on her side of the table with that. I also do strongly feel like Conrad needed his father. So maybe Conrad should have just went to go stay with his father. Two things can be true. So yeah, I really don't fault her for keeping him away because I would have done the same thing. Stay away from me. Freak. You're a cheat and you don't need to be in my life. And you obviously didn't really care to be there for the boys neither. I think she said that he was trying to, but she just wasn't letting him. And truth be told, honestly, good, because she wanted to focus on her cancer and living out the rest of her life with her loved ones. He was not a loved one. He was one who portrayed her. So I understand. I'm not gonna scream at her for that. I'm not gonna scream at her at all because she didn't do anything wrong. Sorry. So yeah, I like Suzanne. I cried when she died. I really, really cried when she died. I gasped when I found out she had cancer because I knew something was, I thought it just had something to do with the fathers because they weren't in the picture. I didn't know. I didn't think cancer. Wow. What a story. Wow. That was pretty fucked up. The whole kids fighting for that pissed me off. I really after Susanna passed, it was like a blur for me watching that because it was like I blacked out because they were fighting for their summer home, which I don't know how old they were. They were fighting for their summer home that they've known their entire lives. Because of that evil, who I won't discuss, she won't get no parts in this, sorry. That evil ass aunt, the villain of the show, the only villain of the show is that evil ass aunt. I'll probably talk about her and her daughter in season 2. We'll probably translate that in season 2. Because they weren't really in this either. They were just like in the end of the season and it really didn't matter. except for that big plot where the evil aunt just wanted to just throw her whole sister's existence away, because all her sister had was the house, is that she wanted to leave for the kids. Why would your evil ass come into the picture trying to throw that away because she had a different relationship with your parents? See, the whole family needs therapy. Pushing out your anger that you have towards your parents, this resentment you have towards your parents. Because you can say her resentment was towards her sister, yes, but not necessarily. The root of the problem was her parents. You didn't feel loved by your parents, so you blamed your sister because you felt like she was their favorite. That could be true. We don't know you guys. We don't know you guys' story. We don't know you guys' life outside of what you're saying yourselves. We weren't there with you, so I'm not gonna tell you how to cope and deal with childhood trauma. But why are you taking that out on your nieces and nephews and their friends? Why are you taking that out on them and they're grieving your sister dying? And why aren't you grieving as well? Okay, so what? Your parents didn't raise you guys the same. Why is that your sister's fault? Blame the parents. Get mad at your mom and dad. Why are we mad at Susanna? It's not her fault that she was the golden goose of the family. I'm sorry, you guys can feel how you feel. That's just my opinion. I just really wasn't seeing her end goal. She turned around at the end. She worked through her childhood trauma issues. At the end, her daughter had to snap her into reality. Sad that your daughter had to tell you it's not the kid's fault and you don't have to ruin their life, their only attachment to their mom and their family because of what you went through with their mom. That's dumb. It stinks a little bit in here with her. I forgot her name in this. I don't think I wrote her down because I wasn't planning. Oh, was it Julia? I think it was. I wasn't planning on speaking on her, but baby girl, I'm so glad that's over. But baby girl, you were giving me a big headache with that. Work out your problems with your parents. Family therapy. This is just family trauma being trickled down, because as you can see, Conrad really didn't have the same issues, but you can tell that him and Jeremiah had different relationships with their parent, with their dad, as his aunt had a different relationship with her and Susanna's parents. We all need therapy. Maybe you and Conrad can go together. You and Conrad can go together. Julia, go see a therapist. Alrighty. So the show, those are all the characters that I am discussing. The show overall, I really, really enjoyed the show. I really did enjoy the plot line of Belly finding herself through the pageant, proving to her mom that, you don't know me and this is your, just working out her issues with her mom. And also, the whole, finding out her true love. I like the whole plot. I like the subplots. I like all of that. It was a great show. Great show. Excellent cast. Excellent cast. Let's get more Black people in next season, though. I want to see more of Nicole. I want to see more of Cameron. Let's give them more. Should I rate couples in this? Does it really matter? I'm gonna do it anyways, just for the hell of it. I'm gonna rate my favorite couples, in the show that I like so far. So, also, did Cameron end up with Julia's daughter? They kissed. I blocked that out of my vision until just now because I didn't want that to happen. Sorry, I don't have anything against Julia's daughter. I just don't want that happening. Sorry. I didn't like that. It was kind of like, okay, the two last characters that really don't have a relationship, let's just put them together. I didn't like that. But I'm gonna rate the couples. I like Steven and Taylor are cute. I like them. I'm gonna put them at number 1. Belly and Jeremiah is number 2. Cute, gorgeous gowns. And then Kim, Cameron, and Julia's daughter. If they are a thing. I think that's what they were setting up. So, oh, and worst couples. Let's, we all know that all of those had to go. Starting at number 1, Conrad and Belly had to go. Sorry. I hate that, Belly and Cameron didn't work out, but maybe it was for a reason. Sorry, so they're number 2. They're number 3. Steven and Shayla are number 2 because what was that? Number 4 was Nicole and Conrad. I didn't like that. I wanted to ship them, but it just was, once Belly came back into the scene, it just wasn't looking too good for Miss Nicole. So, sorry, baby. I'm so sorry. But, yeah. Those are my initial thoughts. I loved the first season. Pretty much blanked out the finale and the rest of it at the end because it didn't go the way that I expected it to. With Susanna dying, Belly picking Jeremiah, Taylor and Steven, Conrad being Conrad, Cameron being with Julia's daughter, Julia. Like, I blanked out that whole ending. I'm sorry. But I am here and I am present and I will be attending season 2. I'm not sure when season 2 was released. I just know it's out and I'm gonna tune in. And hopefully I'll have more thoughts for you guys then because it'll be more recent and it'll be like more in my mind because I've been watching other things after I watched The Summer I Turned Pretty. But I really, really like this show. Amazon really, they know what their bread and butter is. They really do a good job with these shows and I really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I'm gonna add my socials here again on the screen, somewhere up here around the time here now. Like, comment, subscribe. Again, don't yell at me. I already put a disclaimer at the beginning that this was months back when I watched season 1, so I gave you my initial thoughts on what I remembered. If I left out some things, I'm sure you'll tell me. I'm sure you'll give your opinions. Also, let me know what you guys think in the comments. What you thought about the show. Who were your favorite couples? Who did you want to end up together? All that hoopla. Also, favorite characters. I like them all. I said that before. I like them all. I'm gonna rate my favorite characters though real quick. Belly, Taylor, Nicole. You obviously could have guessed the girls were going first. Nicole. I like Shayla. Shayla, I like her. I wish they would flesh her character out more. She really didn't get anything besides Steven. Bothersome. Shayla, and then for the boys, Jeremiah. Actually, no. Cameron. I liked Cameron more. Cameron, Jeremiah, Conrad. And yeah. So... Oh, and Steven is last. Sorry, guys. Even though I like Steven's character, he's last on my list as to favorite boys. So, thank you guys for watching so much. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.